Good afternoon, everybody. This is Loretta Zita, HRI's Director of Marketing and Communications. I hope everyone can hear me okay. We have a small group today, and I can see that we have about 3 or 4 people on the line already. We will get started. This is going to be recorded and it can be shared. I also want to just go over a few housekeeping issues before we get started. Everyone's on mute, just to reduce some of that background noise. The session will be recorded. Feel free to add any questions in the Q&A section. These will be addressed at the end of the session. And alternatively, feel free to raise your hand as well. And if you'd like to speak verbally with our presenters, please let us know in the Q&A when you add your question, and I will unmute you. If you have any technical difficulties, please use the chat section. Happy to help you out there. And with that, let's get started with today's presentation. Today we're joined by Brittany Tran of Emissions Reduction Alberta and Neil DeMello from Enerva and Summerhill, the teams who are supporting ERA with the design and execution of the Energy Savings for Business program. They're here to give us an overview of the ESB program and prepare you to take full advantage of what the program has to offer. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Brittany.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our commercial boiler webinar. Let's get started. My name is Brittany Tran, and I'm a program analyst for the Emissions Reduction Alberta team. Thanks for joining us today. I'm joined by Neil DeMello, the support manager from the Enerva and Summerhill team. They are supporting Emissions Reduction Alberta with the design and execution of the ESB program. Today, we'll begin with a brief program overview and explanation on how to apply to the program. We'll then review the eligible boiler technologies, incentives available, and how to help your customers succeed. We'll then end the presentation with a discussion period. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the program and answer any questions you might have. Here's a little bit about ERA. We're here to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions while supporting the economy. ERA's vision is anchored in the belief that our success is measured in both economic and environmental terms. Emissions Reduction Alberta has been investing in Alberta technologies and companies since 2009 to reduce emissions and grow Alberta's economy. Our investments help innovators develop and demonstrate GHG reducing technologies that lower costs, improve competitiveness, and accelerate Alberta's transformation towards decarbonization. We have worked across many sectors and have broadened our scope with the Energy Savings for Business program. This program accelerates the adoption of commercially available technologies that will help businesses cut costs and reduce emissions. The program has been designed to reflect the realities of the pandemic. Incentive payments will be made electronically, and all program materials are available in a digital downloadable format that can be easily printed by contractors or participants. We've received great interest in the ESB program since it launched in February. To date, we have approved over 50 completed projects worth $500,000 in incentives. Participants can receive incentives up to $250,000 per project and up to $500,000 per parent company to cover the costs of products and services. Participants can submit multiple applications for their sites as long as they're under the project and parent company limits. Over the summer, we also lowered the minimum incentive amount to $500. This change provides more opportunities for smaller businesses to install high-efficiency technologies in their facilities. Learning from previous programs with similar scope, we adapted the program to be more streamlined. We know time is money to Alberta businesses, and we are committed to fast turnaround times. Participants and contractors can expect applications to be turned around in 5 business days. This means reviewing and approving applications or reviewing and issuing information requests. As such, having a fully completed application will help speed up turnaround times. As the program continues to roll out, we have almost 300 measures available for incentives, including boilers. Boilers have been an eligible measure since the beginning of the program. After receiving feedback from participating contractors and participants, ERA expanded the eligible boilers to include HVAC boilers and process heating steam boilers. From water heating to HVAC, there are plenty of ways to take advantage of the eligible boiler measures. Based on common applications, participants can expect to receive incentives up to 50% 50% on replacement boilers and see energy savings equivalent to their investment within 3 to 10 years. We are starting to see firsthand how these incentives are supporting Alberta businesses. When the pandemic hit, the YWCA and Banff had to recognize their budget and think critically about where they can invest their money. They are currently replacing an aging boiler with a new high-efficiency one that is expected to be about 26% more energy efficient. This was supported by over $25,000 in incentives from the ESB program. This technology upgrade will help the not-for-profit save thousands of dollars every year. In addition, the boiler is expected to cut over 1,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions over its lifespan. Are you interested in passing off similar energy savings to a client? Let's walk through the eligibility. As required by the program, every application must include an ESB approved contractor. As such, we strongly recommend that you register with the program. This program was designed for contractors, manufacturers, and distributors and can help add value to your business. Those registered with the program can pass along incentives to your customers, guide them through the streamlined application, and as a result, help them install energy efficient upgrades. To become an approved contractor, you must register on the ESB application portal and agree to the contractor code of conduct and participant terms and conditions. Once complete, you'll receive access to the program portal. Applicants can then assign you to their application, where you can add information and submit required technical documents on their behalf. You'll also receive invitations for exclusive training and resources to help increase your business through the program. Our support team will be available to help guide you through every step of the process. The Energy Savings for Business program has been designed to be open to as many businesses as possible. This program is designed to support a broad range of Alberta businesses and nonprofits. If your client can answer yes to all of the following questions, they are eligible. Are they a business or nonprofit in Alberta, excluding the ineligible facility types? Are they the owner of the facility? If they lease the facility, are they authorized to complete upgrades or retrofits? Is the facility used for commercial or industrial business primarily? Does it have a non-residential electricity account? Does the facility have an Alberta address? And is the facility an existing building or been in operation for at least 1 year? Some of the ineligible facility types include residences, government-owned facilities, publicly funded institutions, including if you receive 50% or more of your funding from a public authority, industrial businesses or facilities that are classified as large emitters or have opted into the tier regulation, and some new construction. And I just want to note too that boilers and HVAC are not eligible for new construction projects. So to establish sound expectations, we would like to share the path to success and what activities are required from contractors and participants. The first step is to register. This is required for both contractors and participants who are building owners or leaseholders. When a participant confirms an eligible project that they wish to proceed with, they will initiate the application process through the Energy Savings for Business program portal and identify the eligible contractor they are working with. On their own or with the help of their contractor, the pre-approval application can be completed. We expect to be able to provide approval for these projects within 2 business days. The participant and contractor can then initiate the project, purchasing and installing the eligible measures. Generally, the project must be completed within 6 months of receipt of pre-approval. Once the project is complete, the participant will update and submit the post-project application to reflect the project as completed. When the application is submitted, the participant will receive notice once approved. Participants should expect to receive application approval or requests for clarification within 5 business days. When the final application is approved, the participant will provide some banking information and should expect to receive payments within 4 to 6 weeks by electronic fund transfer. I'm now joined by Neil, who will help us understand the eligible boiler measures and their fit within the Energy Savings for Business program. Neil, I was wondering if you could help us understand what specifically or practically would be included within this measure category.
Hello, everyone. Yes, for sure, Brittany. There are 2 types of projects where you can access the incentives. One where you are replacing old inefficient equipment with higher efficiency units, As such, new condensing boilers, condensing unit heaters, and high efficiency furnaces qualify for incentives when you are substituting old equipment. The other one is for retrofit projects. There are two types of projects that qualify. One is for upgrading an existing dual-stage burner to a new modulating one, and the other is installing a vent damper on the flue pipe of a gas-fired boiler or furnace. Vent dampers are used to reduce off-cycle heat loss from the boiler or furnace. Incentive values are based on $1 per MBH, 1,000 BTUs per hour, with more details to come in the following slides.
Thanks, Neil. How or what about these measures make them high efficiency? And is that relative to the existing technology or available technology?
Yes, condensing boilers, condensing unit heaters, or high efficiency furnaces are common technology these days. They're especially designed to have additional heat exchange surfaces that can extract more heat from the flue gas, thus increasing the thermal efficiency of the system. However, they come at a premium price because of the engineering and higher grade of the materials, and that's why the Energy Savings for Business program is trying to encourage and support businesses to make these investments so they can go the extra mile.
Perfect, thanks. Can you take us through the eligibility of boilers now?
Sure. To qualify for the ESB program, condensing boilers and furnaces must be Energy Star or AHRI certified. The new furnaces must have a minimum AFUE of 96%. For condensing unit heaters, it is required that they be located in conditioned spaces. The incentives for burner conversion to a modulating burner caps at 2,500 MBH. The incentives for installation of boiler vent damper also caps at 2,500 MBH. Boilers are not eligible for new construction facilities. So a bit about the application. When applying for the incentives, you will have to submit the specification sheets for all of the new equipment. You must provide the information that is included on the nameplate of the existing equipment. This includes information such as the capacity, efficiency, and age. Please provide the specific application the equipment is serving. For example, is it domestic hot water, space heating, or is it both? Lastly, you must also provide an estimate of the annual hours of operation. Let's take a tour through the application process for boilers, boiler controls, heaters, and furnaces. This application review and the others in the webinar starts after the Add Measure button has been clicked through the Measure and Project Summary stage of the application. This is available to the participant or their contractor, if granted access by the participant earlier in the application process. The user adding the measure will select HVAC as the measure category. The measure type will be the type of equipment being installed. Then the user will choose from the list based on the specific measures planned for the installation from the eligible measures list. You will find that the description in the dropdown matches what is provided within the measure and minimum eligibility column from the measures list. For products requiring an Energy Star certification, much of the application is completed by providing the Energy Star unique ID of the product associated with the measure. This will include information such as brand name, model number, fuel type, and efficiency. The quantity of this specific product will need to be listed. The specification sheet for this product will need to be uploaded by dragging the file into the gray area for the attachment or clicking the prompt to add the file. If you're installing more than one different product, you must add each one as a separate measure to the application by repeating this step. The questions here reflect the boiler measure specifically, but are indicative to other measures in the category. For the boiler, it is required to provide the input rate in MBH, an estimate of the boiler system's operating hours, and the description of the application. Before clicking the Get Calculated Values prompt, you'll see the assumed emission reduction based on the measure selected, and ultimately, the total estimated emissions reduction, which is based on all the measures added to the application. In addition to boilers, the ESB program also provides incentives for the following technologies: chillers and RTUs, advanced RTU controls, ASHPs and VRF, DCV, HRV/ERV, and destratification fans. The full eligible measures list can be found on the program resources page. I'll now pass it back to Brittany to walk you through the resources that are available within the ESB program and how you can use them to your advantage.
Thanks, Neil. The ESB program has many tools available that are designed to guide participants through the program. We've created a number of resources that can set you and your customers up for success. This includes our program guidebook, application checklists, and online application instructions that can help you through every step of the journey. We've also created information sheets for several available measures, including boilers. The boilers information sheet is a great way for you to educate your customers and help them take advantage of this program. This resource features information that highlights the benefits of replacing an old, outdated boiler and encourage your customers to make fast buying decisions. While the program was designed to be as easy as possible, we understand that the first application can be the most difficult to get through. If you're having any trouble at all, our application assist team can work with you to build your application step by step using templates and resources with the goal of a successful submission. You will then be set up with everything you need to quickly and easily submit your application through the program portal. The application assist team will be available to answer any questions you may have along the way and can help streamline your journey, resulting in faster review times. All of the information sheets can be found on the Energy Savings for Business Program Resources webpage, and you can reach out to our contact center to get started with Application Assist. Let's move on to our discussion period. We'd love to take the time today and have a little bit more of an open discussion with everyone. We'd appreciate your thoughts and feedback on the program, and we can answer any questions you might have. If we aren't able to address your question today, please feel free to submit it to support@esbprogram.ca. And our contact center team would be happy to help respond with you one-on-one. So does anyone have any questions?
Hi, Brittany. I have a question from Tom Gervais. I'm going to unmute him because he wanted to speak verbally. So Tom, if you're there, I'm going to allow you to talk here. Can you?
Yeah, that's great. I hear you. And Brittany, Neil, thanks so much for walking us through the details of your program. My question, though, is a little bit of a tangent to the information you presented, but it does go with emissions reductions. I was just curious if you have a good data set, or you could point us in a direction to get what is Alberta's electrical grid carbon, GHG numbers, grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour or something like that. I think the numbers for natural gas and propane are pretty well fixed. I'm aware that Environment and Climate Change Canada have a data set, but I was just curious if you, as emissions reductions, have a data set that you could point us to.
Yeah, that's a great question. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one data set that kind of combines it all. I think a lot of the different government organizations and the government all report on it kind of more individually. So I'm trying to think the NRCan or the Stats Canada would be kind of my first thought, but you kind of mentioned that you've looked there. So that could be something that I could look into more for you, and we could connect offline as well, and we can see if that's something that we can dig up a little bit more in detail.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I only asked just as we're participating in this, and I remember one of the Energy Efficiency Alberta, previous incarnation of the organization. I appreciate that. But during a seminar there, somebody said one of the quickest ways to decarbonize, or at least to lower Alberta's emissions, is to use natural gas for anything that uses electricity at the moment. And I was just looking to vet some of those numbers out. But if we could connect later and you've got some database perhaps at your disposal, that would be terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds great.
Brittany or Neil, is there any information that could be sent out to the group specifically about how to apply?
Yeah, we do have a couple webinars on our resources page that kind of take you through how to apply. We also have some program resources, and we can compile this all and send you the documents and the links. On our website, if you go to the program resources page, it'll take you to a spot where you can find the participant terms and conditions. It has the contractor code of conduct. So if you want to review that before registering as contractor, because you do have to comply to that. And then that's where you'll have the eligible measures list. And then a really good resource is our program guidebook as well, because that guidebook will take you step by step, and it'll show a bunch of screenshots and stuff like that of the application and overview. So we can definitely compile something and send it out, but they're all available on our website as well.
That would be wonderful. If actually Portia, one of our Summerhill contacts, who's on the line with us now, we can't see her, she's posted something into the chat, and I'm going to repost it to everybody as well in the chat, so that you could take a look at it. I'll also make sure that if you could send me that information, Brittany, I will make sure that we send it out to the registrants as well, along with you know, a survey in that as well. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, we don't have any other questions. I'm gonna just maybe give it about a few seconds. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put them into the Q&A section. And if you'd like to speak verbally, no problem, just let me know, and I can open up the line for you to ask your question live. And doesn't look like we have any more questions, but I will make sure that I send out some sort of communication. Oh, actually, I do have something. Something coming right away. What has been the size and type of projects that have already been applied for and awarded? Either of you sort of speak to that? Julie, would you like to speak? Do you want to? No, she does not.
No worries. Trying to kind of think off the top of my head, and feel free if you have anything to add, Neil. We've gotten quite a few, like we have a large number of projects that have been submitted. So I guess just like, is it the size and type of projects that you're looking for with boilers specifically, or would that be okay?
I think
so.
I think is the question around just boilers and HVAC, or is it more overall
Yes.
with regards to the program?
Who has so either one, and who has utilized the funding so far is basically what our audience is asking.
We've had a good number of different types of participants through all different sectors and industries apply for the program. We've had some nonprofits. So I think we've reached a very broad base that way of participants. And we do have an impact page as well on our website that kind of showcases some of our kind of exciting projects that we've had so far, like that YWCA one. And then as for the size and types of projects, trying to look at that super quick here off the top of my head. I can't say specifically to boilers themselves, but we've had a good number, like around the potentially 50 mark of HVAC projects to apply, and a good number of incentives there, like the YWCA one they received approximately 25,000 incentives just for that one project. So we've been seeing pretty good uptake there. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question here. Is there any incentive for boiler pumps and heat pumps?
So right now, you can check out the specific measures that we have available in our measures list, which we will send out that link to you as well. But we have boilers and heaters, and then boiler and heater controls. So what we have eligible is the condensing boiler, condensing unit heater, the modulating boiler burner, boiler vent damper, and the package terminal heat pump. So those are kind of the boiler specific ones that are eligible for the program.
That's wonderful. I don't see any other questions. Just looking right here in the chat as well. Some people have been putting some stuff in the chat.
Mhm.
I don't see any other questions. So it'll be nice to have that link. Portia, I know you did put the link in the chat, and for some reason I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to cut and paste it and send it to everybody. But I will certainly get that and send it out to all the registrants as well, so that you'll have that after the event. You know, I thank you so much, Brittany and Neil, Portia and Allison as well from Summerhill, for being with us today. If anyone has any other questions, you can certainly reach out to Brittany and Neil, or even someone from Summerhill. Really do appreciate your time. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you so much for having us on. We are really excited to see so many people interested from HRAI. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out. Or if you have any feedback, if you already participated or submitted any applications, we're always open to hearing more about that and trying to, improve as we go along. And so we're very open to hearing more from everyone here that's involved. And yeah, we look forward to seeing hopefully some more projects come up.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.